Do you ever on a movie, because you're a funny guy on a movie set, do you ever like happen to, you know, like maybe like one of the stars says like, who is this guy? Where do we find this guy? Like, because, you know, most of the people who are like extras or who are minor parts are usually very quiet and they don't say anything. You obviously have a personality. You like to entertain everyone. So does it ever come up like, they're like, where do we find this guy, you know?
Mate, it comes up all the time. I've been so fortunate from the lucky. Every movie I've done, they've been picked by part, and I've been in the next sequel. So, for instance, when I was on Isabella, John Lovett's turned up on set. Everyone's excited about it. But one thing I've learned about celebrities, one is don't go up and annoy them and put them on a pedestal, because they're so used to that and they look at you as a fan. I want you to look at me as another man. I'll give you your respect, but man to man, you know, you're still, that's who you are. I'm giving you your respect, but I'm not running, oh my God, God. I'll give you a quick story that'll explain this. I was, you know, Rowdy Roddy Piper, the WWE wrestler. Mm-hmm. Total legend. This is my fight manager, Rick Baston. If you're out there, Rick, much love. And he was also Randy's manager. Wait, I'm talking about Roddy Piper's manager. And Rowdy's got everyone around him, everyone. And Rick's like, let's go meet him. I said, bro, I don't want to go and bug him. I said, no, he wants to meet you. And I said, okay, cool. So we walked up and I shook his hand. I said, Rowdy, I am a huge fan of yours. You got nothing but my respect. Listen, I don't want to be one of those assholes that stand here and just take up all your time. I just want to let you know I respect you. So I walk away. 2 minutes later, he walks up to me and goes, no one has ever done that to me. And then I'm like, no, bro, of course. So we got talking, and then people would walk up to him and start talking to us. And then I said, listen, Rowdy, if you don't know them, you don't want to talk to them, just keep looking at me. So he'd touch his pen. I'd actually walk up and I'd say, hey, listen, Rowdy's got an important, I said, I don't mean to be rude, but Rowdy's got an important interview to do. And I couldn't believe he didn't have someone like
he had no handler. He had no handler there, yeah.
Yeah, because he was like so professional talking to everyone. So when I see John Lovett's on set, you know the way I look. I'm a mean-looking, and my character's a mean-looking guy. We're outside. I'm on the cell phone talking to someone, and John Lovett is walking up, and I'm on the cell phone to one of my homies going, fuck, bro, John Lovett has just walked out of his trailer. But I'm like, I've got to act cool. So I just look at him, and he looks at me, and he keeps looking at me, and we're in the backstaging area, so we're alone. And he goes, how you doing? So I just give him a nod, and then the next time I see him, we're about to walk in on set, and I walk in my big black overcoat and everything, and he looks at me and he goes, oh, fucking hell, I bet you are. I thought you were come to kill me.
Oh, he got nervous. He thought you were like trying to...
he goes, God,
maybe he owes money to someone. He thought you were going to collect.
Maybe. And he's like, I thought you were God. And that's what he goes, where did they find you? He said that. He goes, where did they find you? I thought you were someone's bodyguard or something. And we got on really well, that we're just hanging out, and he was a funny guy. And there's actually a scene in the movie before I kill someone where John finishes his talking, because he's Jewish, and they've got this thing where they go, oi, oi, oi. And I didn't realise this. Yes, and he just says this because John's really into comedy and I love improv. Yeah. So he just goes, my name was Greg, I think, in this movie, and he just looks at me and he goes, Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. And I go, oi, oi, oi. And he goes, and they printed it and they go, that's in the movie.
That's great. Now, when's this Isabella movie coming out? When can we see this thing?
Mate, I'm waiting on the information. They're actually thinking of retitling the movie. So as soon as I get any information, I'd love to come back on your show and give you an update on when anything's going. If Grundy is deemed worthy for the world of Dave Palumbo, I would love to come back.
Excellent. I got a lot more stories, because I know you got a lot more stuff to tell us about Venice Gold and a lot more stuff going on. I know you've been doing a lot of commercials too, and people don't understand. They think commercials is like the lowest part of acting you could possibly do, but the commercials pay. You can make money with commercials. There's a lot of residual income there. How many you got running right now?
I've got a total of 7 nationals going, mate, and like you said, national commercials are your bread and butter. Yeah. I'll make, for instance, probably on average 20 grand I'll make on a national run.
That's what I tell people. You can make good money on those things.
Yeah, I've known people that made up to 150. It just really depends on how much you get run. Right. And the coolest ones I've got going, I'm the Foster's Beer guys, and these are we've got to get together for all these stories, but I'll give it a rundown. I'm the Foster's Beer guy. I've got 4 with them. And then I was also with Tika Dukic, a mate of mine and a professional fighter. I broke his rib during the filming of this one, and he gave me a concussion. It was a boxing one. We beat the shit out of each other at Warner Brothers. Like, God, it was fun, bro.
That must have been crazy.
And then I've got another AT&T commercial as a bodybuilder. When I had the long hair, people thought it was Grundy. I'm like, that's me, God damn it.
That's great. I didn't know that was you. That was you in that commercial, huh?
Yeah, everyone thought it was Grundy. I took it as a compliment. I said, damn, I must have looked big. And the coolest one I got going, I guess the funniest one is, and I think it's still running right now, is with Ron Carey from Sons of Anarchy. He's a badass.
I love Sons of Anarchy, one of my favorite shows.
And we did a National Elmo commercial together.
Oh, that must have been fun. Is he a good guy?
Yeah, mate. You know, two badasses working with a little Elmo doll. It was pretty special.
Is that on? Is that running currently?
I believe it is, mate. I believe it is. If you wanted links to anything, I can send you those if you wanted to put them up on your website or anything.
Send me the links. I'll put them on the radio show thread so people can see these commercials you're in. Guy, you're a terrific personality in our industry. You're good for the sport. You speak your... That's the kind of guy I like to hang out with. And we're going to have you back here again, and you'll keep us updated. We'll get more stories about people you've beaten up and guys you want to beat up and people you might beat up in the future. But for now, we're out of time here. What's your website so people can check it out?
Mate, thanks for that. Yeah, that would be just guygrundy.com. And if you guys just get in contact with me there, I'm big on the Facebook thing, or you can just Google Guy Grundy. Or and also, I'm really interested in what Eric Laro's got to say about this. Like, if he wants to even question it, because I know he loves his bodybuilding, so he's definitely going to hear about this. So all I've got to say to Eric, hey Eric, I can be the best friend in the entire world or the worst enemy, and you're finding out both. So sometimes you fuck with the wrong person, homeboy, and I'm the one you did.
I'm gonna get Aaron Chewbacca Singerman to get on this story because I want to find out all the details behind the Eric DeLauro call out at Gold Gym. I didn't know about this, and
no matter what he says, Julian stood there right and watched the whole thing. And this is Julian, who's a good fighter, by the way.
Yeah.
It happens. I'm all angry, and I walk up to him and I go, Julian, I'm sorry that I did that in front of you. And Julian's word were pretty looking fitness ball. He goes, fuck that, I can't believe he didn't do anything.
The one and only Guy Grundy. Doesn't get better than that. Guy, thanks for calling in, man.
Great. Dave, thank you. Everyone out there, much love. Thank you.
That was the one and only Guy Grundy. What a personality this guy is. I could have talked to him all night, actually, to tell you the truth. He has got such good stories, and he doesn't pull any punches. And you can bet your bottom dollar that every word out of the guy's mouth is true. He's just one of these guys that has this, that street respect thing. He doesn't need to lie. He's lived a hard life, and I'm glad to see he's doing so well. And we got to get him to write a column for RX Muscle because this guy, he's got some phenomenal stories. And I'd love to hear what Eric DeLauro has to say about what happened. Oh my God, it's pretty crazy. But this coming weekend, we have the Arnold Fitness Weekend coming up, and we have so much to do, so much going on. Don't forget, we have the RX Muscle Meetup, 6 p.m. at the Hyatt Regency in downtown Columbus. Make sure you guys show up, and we'll have a few drinks and a few laughs and take some pictures and hopefully put them up on the board and all those good things. And then obviously stay tuned all weekend long for the RX Muscle coverage. Chris, the technician Aceto, will be there. I will be there. Aaron Chewbacca Singerman will be there, as well as the RX Muscle crew reporting live from the event. All the great stuff that's going on this entire weekend, which I will not rehash one more time. But for now, we are out of time, and I'd like to thank Guy Grundy for stopping by. Until next week, remember, with Heavy Muscle Radio, the truth hurts.
Heavy Muscle Radio is a presentation of RxMuscle.com. The truth in bodybuilding. Tune in next week at this same time for another round with Dave Palumbo only on Heavy Muscle Radio.